we should be able to edit ideas. So that's like idea. Okay. Now, I'm gonna continue. Back. The C# side. Yeah, good. Let's see. So the first thing we're gonna work on today is we're setting up the system. So let's just close it. Visual Studio is quite powerful. I like it. Some people like Visual Studio Code. Let me know if you prefer the dark theme. Okay, just for you guys, I'm going to go with the dark theme. We're gonna try a different theme every day. Today we're gonna use dark lab. See if that works. It doesn't take. Oh, that's not very good. You just have to just look at it. It doesn't work. So let's pick maybe Mythical Forest. Okay, we can live with that. But the text is a little bit too small, so we're gonna go with. Okay, let's keep it with that one. So now let's go to our let's see what we can do. We go to font size. We'll fix it later. And we don't see it. I'm thrown off by the font size. So font size. Sorry guys, we're just getting started, so we have to do a bit of housekeeping. Alt text to Windows. In pixels, we're just trying to find our terminal. 10 pixel, let's put that at 14. This should fix our Ghana. Okay, now we have a much better terminal, and this is our files. I think we're good to go. So I think we can decrease that font size just a little bit, maybe just a little bit more. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so now we're going to see, okay, going to, let's just say, first, I think the first thing we need to do is to think of it in terms of the code. So we have to okay, let's actually do something. Going to copy okay, so let's exit this. We're going to call Gemini again. We're going to we're going to maybe go into our Visual Studio Code. This is, we have also created some new components. So we're going to go here. I'm going to create a message. Okay, gonna commit this. We have to add the changes. Okay, now let's check if it has broken. It's probably gonna break. I'm sure of that. How much do you bet that it's not going to break? Going to break. Well, it broke. Of course it will break. So let's see the error that we got. Error was related to Okay, so it's because the app is not running anymore. So I think we have to do npm on dev. Let's check our readme. Hmm. Oh, actually, we just read the package. We're back. All right. So let's go back to the plan. So the first thing we're going to ask, we're gonna say, okay, now we've built the first. We have built the first iteration of our feature. I think we need to basically, for each of these projects, there's some mature code paths and there are some immature code paths. So would you quickly be able to kind of find the most useful pieces of code here? Those are pieces of code that could be shared across all of the project within our solution. Those are the most crucial parts. Now let's go to our, and it says, okay, we have the data is not put it in our issue template, and we'll have a subfolder. We call it issues. So inside of our agent, we call it issue. And follow our spec template to file that issue. So we're gonna go to our spec template to file the issue. I think the issue right now is that ideas are not persisted across sessions. Okay, I press it. Ideas are not persisted across sessions. Is it that the component is not grabbing them? When I submit, nothing shows. So we have to basically say that issues have been filed. So the issue has been filed. So we're gonna go into our data persistence. The data is not. So we are going to say that okay, so I have observed on my user interface that when I submit a new idea, it simply refreshes the page, it goes blank. I think that would be a first place to look into. So is it that, are we even making the request? And is it saved? Now let's see. What this is doing is analyzing our thing. So we're gonna look into beads in the meantime. So we're gonna build with beads. So beads is this powerful memory upgrade. And I have it. So first you have to install it. Bash. We do bd init. Then you say use bd for task tracking. Okay, that seems simple enough. So let's see if that's going to macOS Linux. Let's go into issues to see if beads is going to work for Windows. So we're gonna see Windows. And let's go with total comments. Windows. There's issues with Windows. I wonder if we can build our own beads, honestly. Let's take a quick look at the code visually. Let's see what it does. I have conflicts, we have bead. We can just quickly look at the code comments. Here we have. Oh, it's actually quite, we know humans have not written this. And we have a lot of things I don't understand here. A lot of features here. Examples. Let's see our website. I mean, it's written in Go, right? So if it's written in Go, okay, let's just see. Well, Google is still king, so can we install Beats on Windows? All right. Can we install Beats on Windows? Beats. And let's see what it says. I think it says yes, you can install Beats on. Oh well, that's not the. Beats is not popular enough. So we're going to. Kind of says it's like built for Mac. Okay. We can install it with npm. Okay, we can install it with npm. We can install it with Go, and it seems like it's accepted by Windows. Okay, so we're going to go into Go and install it like that. And let's open our terminal. Let's open with for limit to reset. Hide out of spray usage. That's the issue. So we're gonna exit this. We're going to see if Beats is going to be installed. In fact, let's ask a quick question outside of it. What happens when I install something on Windows? Will it install it globally or just on that path? So we're going to use beads on a small scale. Okay. We have to type BD. Is type BD. So we can type BD. Okay. And type BD. So we'll go into our. This is going to be a tutorial too. So we're getting valuable kind of information. Okay, let's go here again. And essential command. Let's see. Installing. Okay, we're trying to understand this because this will give us, I think, at every cycles of development. If I want to do it this way, let's create a new one. Delete. Okay, let's delete that. Okay, so create a new one. Create a new one. We don't save that. So at every cycle of development, if this is time, okay. If this is time, I think for a developer, we always see that there are some devs who know more than us. We always find that at companies, on YouTube. And this is an opportunity. It's a new opportunity to actually ride the wave and be ahead of the curve. And now we're going to I have run the comment on Windows, so what is next for me now? I have ran the comment on Windows, so now what's next for me? Okay, so I tapped BD. I tap BD, so beads is loading. So issues chain together like beads. Remember, they say beads is this memory layer for our what's the thing? Distributed gig-back graph issue tracker for AI agents. So we're gonna use it in a small scale to see how it works. So let's go in our terminal. Let's go here. We're going to okay. We're going to ask it a question. We're going to say what we can say here. We can tell it. Okay, so it's very complicated. So our BD, we have the flags. Children, those are more issues. Comment, create, delete, edit, gate, label, merge slot, activities, count, diff history, length, still static type, dependencies. Okay. Seems like it's gonna do a lot for us. So what I like about CLIs is that you can hook onto them. So after installing BD, we just say Control Command T so that this is always on top. We're just going to make sure that this terminal is always visible. I can. And now, what do we have? Good work with pins. Our first task really is going to stay open our Visual Studio, which what did it say here? That here. So this would be a good user interface. So this is the result of the research. It says we're going to have a core library. This core library handle the Git operation, the Git service, and then that's to execute Git parsing, file tree service. This is to prevent LLM hallucinations. And then what else we have? Domain models, task items, abstractions. You're not looking good enough. Okay, write that in a file, but then go into Copilot Experiments project itself to find useful classes or services or interfaces. Because we are gonna move outside of the controller into transition to Blazor. So before we transition to Blazor, there's some housekeeping that we have to do. Meantime, I think what we're going to have is this screen. So we're going to pivot this application into something else. What was the result of our... What is the result? The result of the research says that there's okay, let's see if it resolve it. I'm just closing kind of things that we don't need right now. We're just closing things that we do not need. Let's focus our attention. Visual Studio. Okay. I don't know if you can see my and what did the result this is. It says that okay, what did it say? It says that we should in fact take it says we should in fact create a compiler core. Okay, it's looking at it. Good. So that means that's an opportunity for us to test our submission strategy. Okay, and now we're gonna say this is a new idea, not capturing, but the presentation is not capturing it either. So I think the issue is at the core. Are we, even my presentation tab is not working properly. So it seems like it's either our database is corrupted, we just cannot retrieve data or store it. Show me the mechanism that is connecting to the database right now. I always say SQLite is really good for a lot of things, so don't sleep on SQLite. Okay. Let's see. So currently we have the schema, we have the node slides getting prompt. Better SQLite library. Okay, we have get, create, get, create, get, create. Now, okay. This is an opportunity to write some unit tests. So I think now at that database layer, you should write a unit test to see if migrations are working, if CRUD for each of the models that we have are still working. This is going to actually be the, this is what we need right now for it. Move this just a little bit more so you can see me better. Okay, so with that being said, we are now going to use, okay, right. I think that okay. Now, what we can do is we're going to go into live. Okay, run the test, see what's going on. So I think it's a beautiful interface. Oh God, I thought I was using Slack. I don't mind changing frameworks. The framework is getting issues, we're gonna switch to something too. The tests are failing because the database function are not being exported correctly. So that's because we converted to ES modules. So now we have to import and test again. I feel like we should convert to TypeScript altogether. I'm thinking we should convert to TypeScript, but let's give it a few seconds. Let's see. Well, we're going to, while our agents is running, we're checking the news on Discord to see what's going on. It seems like, let's go kinda more recently. Let's see what's going on here. So they're looking for participant in a UX research. And okay, let's check Gastown. What's going on in Gastown World? Gastown World is also doing something called, you're doing some kind of conceptual user interface. This is a way to write. Okay. So this is like a, let's go to Gemini channel. And we're going to see maybe impressions on new models. This is all valuable information. But let's not get distracted. Let's go back to our work. And let's see what going on for Copilot. And currently, seems like I wonder, we dock it. Now, it seems as if, well, let's undock it. Let's go to Windows. Let's go to refresh the layout of the windows. And it's going to keep and continue. All right. So now I can open my comment palette. Open my view. Going to go into my terminal. And did I lose my Gemini session? I should have asked it to write to a file, but it's okay. Okay, maybe it has created a refactor plan for us. Factor plan, shared library, domain models, common runner. So now it has it's gonna propose us a new architecture. So we have the core, we have the interfaces, its service, and the utilities. Okay. So if you let's actually see in the preview. So we have Git operations, file system. We have task. Okay, models, interfaces, services, and file generation. Okay, I think now we're gonna go on Gemini. Okay, let's see our refactor plan here. Okay, I think this is much better. Let's open this up. And Copilot experiments, we can just discard this. Now we have, oh my god, did I lose it? I lost it. But I did something really bad here. And actually this is the great opportunity to go and use beats. So we're gonna go in beats since we had an issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our beats. So we're going to see if we can use beats. So we're gonna go in our terminal. We're gonna have an agents.md. So let's actually have an agents.md here. Gonna add a new file. New item. This agents. Do you actually can see my screen right now? Okay. I think what's going on is we have this theme thingy, so we're gonna export. We're gonna have a cool breeze. Because right now, okay, that's much better. So our instructions, the first instruction, our agents.md is going to use BD for task tracking. Okay. Paste this in. Use BD for task tracking. And then we're going to go in here. We're going to open a terminal. We're going to say BD init. There we go. Why can't I see? Can you see my? Okay. I don't know why. Can you see what's written in my terminal? Let's dock and tab group. Yeah, we're gonna have to do with that for now. Okay. So we've initialized bead. visualize bead, and this is what it gives us. It gives us landing plainly instructions. We have a beads database. We have a issue prefix, and issue will be copilot experiments. We're gonna change the name, but we keep it at copilot just because it kind of is familiar. And I don't know how. Run bead quick start. What is this going to do? It's going to create some hooks. It's going to have divergence, cloud integration, and height of upstream by 12. So what we're going to say is, before we even go any deeper, it uses Git as a database. Okay, so Git as a database is optimized for agents. Now, really ready. Epic task, subtask. This part is not very appealing, but I want to ask it, can I use beads with Gemini? I just want to see that. Yes, you can use bead with Gemini with some manual steps. In the script, it does not have native Gemini integration. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually write our own beads. Well, we're gonna write our own beads. So let's try to look at it from the most, let's go into the documentation first. We're going to go into our documentation. We're not gonna make it complete. You already have something like that in our system, but we're trying to look into that, but we're not gonna use Claude because our agent is Gemini. It's free. So let's go on our documentation and just to see, maybe there's some useful ideas that we can just follow on there. And still, we don't have any documentations. So we're gonna drop beads for now. We're going to, I think it's too complicated for what we're trying to do. Okay, so we are in the documentations and all right. For the purpose of this, we're gonna lose. Okay, I actually want to see comments, BD, and let's say we have branch, children, cleanup, close, compact, config. All right, let's drop beads for now. We're gonna drop beads, and let's actually just search for a repository memory upgrade for our coding agent. And we're going to actually just paste this in. Actually, let's use another repo. It's called Get Stuff Done. So we're gonna search that. I think beads is too much. We were going to use Get Stuff Done repo. We're gonna use our Get Stuff Done repo on GitHub because I think this, well, it's a bit profane, but we'll use that. So this one is a lightweight meta prompting framework that is for context engineering, thread-driven development. All right. So this guy says he doesn't write code, Claude Code does. Well, let's go and ask it the same question here. We're gonna say, let's have a blank slate. Let's have a blank slate. Let's in the chat. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna say we're not gonna use any point of reference because we're already doing that in our system. In fact, I'm gonna uninstall beads in any reference to it. So we're just going to revert all changes. So we're gonna say git dot okay. Git, well, remove changes. Well, I taught my smart let's just do it manually. Brief undo changes. All right. blank slate. So I'm going to launch Gemini and going to authenticate. Let's go on our VS Code side while this is running. So let's see if our test has run. We reduce the size of the windows just a bit. And we don't want to, I think part of it is we have to use proven technologies. So we're gonna say better use Agentic tech that the LLM was trained. I think that's an issue. That it depends on what. If it's for prototyping. Okay, whatever, prototyping. Pure prototyping, I think that's the best Visual Studio. Let's see what is going on here. Okay, so first answer is going to be, I have been we have crucial code that we should kind of grab. You know what? Let's use our brains. Let's use our brains. This is what we're gonna do. In terms of coding mass or utility mass, volume of utility, I'm talking the bottom layer of our codes in across our projects. What are the most important pieces of code that ties together, what we're trying to do? We asked that random question. Let's see what it comes up with. And we're gonna run this to test it. And I already don't like this. At the first sign of friction with the tool, we are going to stop. So we're going to stop with this. We're going to instead adapt. So after, if we do 10 more runs and it doesn't work, let's run the test again. Let's just run it. Copy, paste. Let's see if we have an issue. All right. Duplicate export. Let's go here. Duplicate export of what? Get slides. Where is that coming from? Duplicate export of get slides. Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to ditch this. We're going to ditch it. So we're going to ditch this code path. It was bad. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to revert. Okay, I'm just going to create a new agent. I'm going to say revert to last commit. And that's it. Revert to last commit. Revert to last commit. It says it's going to reset until 1:30 p.m. So what I'm going to do is simply go into it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna revert to the last commit. Do not be afraid. If you see the AI going haywire, okay, it's better. Simply just kind of discard it. And we are going to now continue as running. It says yes. Should I try again? Yes. I think it's because we have a server running, so we're gonna quit the server. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. Okay, let's try again. I'm gonna copy this. We're gonna close this as well. Locking the file. We're gonna create a new terminal. in a setup than the terminal, we're gonna just git reset hardhead. It seems that our git process is running. So it doesn't hurt to simply close our thing, close it, just start from scratch. Now we're going to go into our application and let's stop with this for now. We're gonna go and reopen it. So VS Code, we're going to go into okay, so we're just gonna git reset hardhead. Just go back to our thing. Yeah. We're going to git reset hardhead again. Add new components. Okay, let's check what is going on here. Let's just do npm on. Okay, let's see. We just want to go back to a previously satisfying state. I'm gonna copy this, and hopefully it's gonna open our browser. IKEA Factory. Okay, so we're gonna say using git command. I wanna kind of revert, basically wipe out previous commit and go back to a specific commit that was stable. What is the command for that? In fact, okay, go in our Visual Studio. Let's see what is going on here. Let's close this. We're gonna ditch. Okay, we're gonna open our chat window. We're gonna ask it some questions. We do not want a bin. Ooh. At this assessment. Sadly, I'm gonna create a new agent window, and we're gonna ask it a question. We're gonna say, you know, I think we have some useful code paths that are essential to our intent of this project. And what we want to do is to kind of group them together. Your first task is to analyze our project to find the code paths that are important, the most important code, classes or functions or so. Now let's go to our, we're trying to implement this Gemini service. I think this is important, but it's going to take a look at it. So now let's go into so we can git revert to a commit hash. So we can git log. Okay, copy, and we're going to go to our, I guess, test. Let's this is for our test project. We're going to say, okay, so this is our slides project. We're going to git log. We just want to see our log for git and see what is going on. Am I lagging? So we will choose, we're gonna go back to new stuff. We're gonna go back to here. So we're gonna say git okay, git reset hard. Git reset hard, and then our commit hash. Okay. Now npm run dev. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Just want to go back. And bravo, we are back to how things used to be. Okay. So now we are going to ask it a question. We're going to say, what is our storage strategy? Okay, so now let's go to our prompts. We have our prompts. I will ask we should put our API key here, and let's test. Let's go back to, okay, so we've reverted to our Git. Okay, so now let's go back to our, we're gonna set an API key for our, we're going to go into our token factory, paste our API key, and the API key was accepted. So now the API key was accepted. We're gonna choose a model. Let's use the old G. This one. We're gonna create a new prompt. We're gonna say, example, you are a recommender. What is a good combo for UI belt? And DB equal light. And let's run it. Okay, we exceeded current quotas, so we'll use a different API key, and hopefully this will allow us to actually make it work. So we're gonna paste our API key. Let's just delete everything. Delete everything, paste our API key, and then this is connected. Let's run the prompt. Okay, what we can do is we can just refresh, and then we go to Gemini. We paste our API key. It's connected. Let's choose our Flash. Let's use free Flash preview. Let's say you're a stack recommender, basically for Svelte. What would be a good backend? Okay, let's see. Load launching. This should actually give us some response in a few seconds. Generating. We have the Flash preview. I don't know why it's taking so long. Cannot read properties of undefined. Huh. Let's try that again. Maybe it's a fluke. Fluke. Maybe it's going to give us the proper response. If that doesn't work, then we'll, okay, there we go. It has given us some answer. It has given us some answer. So now, what do you notice here? We have, I think as a user interface designer, I would cut this and move this away from this. So what we're gonna do is, I think, want to, if I refresh, everything is gone. So this is a single page application. Has its benefits with Svelte. I've tried Svelte, but Svelte is okay. Connection refused. Okay, so we have an issue here. So let's actually bring out the, let's talk to GPT-5. We're gonna say, I have an application. I am trying to find the proper stack for it. The proper, it's a persistence layer. We're using Svelte and from the front end. What would be a good backend for it? Svelte. We're gonna see what it gives us as answers. Gonna see. Okay, so no. Okay. We didn't want to use React. We are using Svelte for our front end. Now we want to persist data with SQLite. What is the recommended tool for that, or stack? Let's see. Okay, so Velkit with a node backed server, SQLite 3. Okay, I'm not familiar with this technology. I think all of these are just things that are going to cause issues with our application. So I'm going to pivot. We're gonna have okay, I'm gonna save this. We have data persistence issues and it keeps happening. So we're gonna ask it, could we use fast API on the back end and Svelte on the front end? Does Svelte use TypeScript? And what's going on here? We want to see if we are making a good decision. If after this, because this is why on this we're gonna use a Blazor. So let me say here, it said that, I don't know if you can read it, but that okay, we're going to do it manually because this is a, we're going to use our intuition to actually move things around. We're not going to use the AI for this tool. We're going to use our human intuition. So first, we're going to increase the font size of, sometimes if we're talking about ideas here, there's sometimes do it manually. Sometimes instead of prompting back and forth, do it manually. In a very few cases, that's the best. Okay. Now, before I move anything around, I want to show you the application, what we have. I'm going to switch project to Copilot Experiments. I'm going to run it, and you're going to see what we've been building and how we're going to refactor it. So, like I was saying, we have developers who know more than us, but we need to ride the wave. What does that mean? I think you'll have, when I was coming up in the career world, a lot of people knew about, I was hearing about Django what already existed. What already existed was ASP.NET, Django, Rails, what else? React was up and coming. But we used to use Knockout.js. There was Angular, the first version, 1.0. But they were just older people who caught the wave at the right time. And they probably have 5 years of experience. What we're doing here is we're actually building experience. We're actually building experience with Agentic framework, and anybody who actually is there early is going to pay off. So let's see if our project is running. There's no output. And I'm going to window, I'm going to restore that window layout. Yes. Okay. So if there's an issue, it's going to tell me, waiting for the server to listen. I don't see any errors. I don't see anything. That's an opportunity to just, all right. So what did it say? It says there's a migration. So we're gonna, on the migration, while the migration is running, we're gonna go back on our side, and let's check our Copilot answers to see what it told us. It told us that yeah, this is not good. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna choose the stack fast API, SQLite, the backend, and Svelte, TypeScript. Okay, we choose the stack. So we're gonna run with it for a while to see what's going on here. So I'm going to just tell the agent that I'm going to say, I think we've made a mistake in choosing our stack. We're having some data persistence issues. So we want to create a virtual environment. We want to move our logic into an API with fast API. And then we're going to use whatever tools they use for migrations and for migrations and for SQLite database interactions, so that our Svelte kit will sit on top of that API. Create a plan, follow the spec to create a plan. Here is the spec template. And I'm going to copy the spec template, which is this document here. A mixture of, let's do it, let it do what it's going to do. In the meantime, we're gonna go back into our server. Okay, we restart the app. So we're gonna restart the application, and the build has started. So the build has started. So now let's go into our, because I would like to create an auto update. Yes, again, it's asking for a new migration. So did it launch the application? No. Okay. So we have also this presentation thing. So I can go and I can say, this is a slide, and change the icon and add left and right. This is just for like illustrative purposes. And I can do it, enter, and add stuff. Okay. So we can remove this. And say this, save. There we go. Okay. So now we exit again, and we're gonna start it. We're gonna start it to see if third time is the charm. If this doesn't work the third time, then we're just going to it has built, and did it launch? It launched something. Okay, there's a bug here, so we're not gonna worry about that for now. This is part of the process, you know. This is part of the process. This is part of the process. So this is part of the process. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go on my VS Code side to see the plan that it has created, and we're gonna let the agent ride for a bit. So let's open this up, see what it has given us. It says that it has updated the step to create a migration plan, and it's gonna scaffold things into the server. And it's going to start the DB model in Alembic, and it's going to do app.ts. So let's check what it has said. Let's close all the terminals in here, just so we don't have a crowded thingy. And let's check our spec. I want to see the raw file. Is there a way to see the raw file with Visual Studio? Open to the side, reveal file in Explorer. Open to the side. Okay. It's going to backend, the tasks. Okay. So we're just gonna tell it to proceed. Say, proceed with the implementation, please. It's gonna do what it's going to do. It's gonna proceed with the implementation. In the meantime, I'm going to open my Visual Studio. Like I was saying, we're going to do it by hand. We're going to do this by hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our file explorer. Okay, we're going to do it by hand first. We're gonna go into our font size. We're gonna debug. We're gonna go to options. Let's see, we're gonna go to font size. We're gonna clear. We're gonna say font. Okay, font size. Just to give you a better, let's go on the Solution Explorer. Use Solution Explorer. Where's the Solution Explorer? Not in alphabetical order. So help me find it if you find it. Where is that? All right, never mind. So maybe you can appreciate the file size here. So I'm going to do it manually. So I'm going to create a candidate project here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add a new item. So add a new item. In fact, we're going to call it add new solution folder. Add new solution folder. And we're going to call this candidates. All we're going to do is just cycle through our, just grab important stuff that we can use. So first we have the model. This is the task item. We're going to grab this and we're going to put it in our candidates. It's going to retain the namespace task item. Okay. Task queue. What is the task queue? Task queue basically is getting the next to do as we go along. And we just count it. What is done, what is not done. Okay. Let's move this. Then we're going to delete this. We're going to delete this, literally. So that's our agent. If we were gonna build a bid, we're gonna use that. What services do we have? We have an auto planner. Auto planner is basically, it generates tasks from code base analysis, and the orchestrator find new tasks. I don't know about this, honestly. Let's see. Could we explain this code? Let's actually right click and then go under our agent and say chat. Copilot action explain. We're gonna let it explain it to see if we can, it's important enough to migrate, because what did it say here? It says that I wish you guys could, let's see, I'm gonna say, oh, okay. Okay, so it says that what is it? Auto planner suggest task. You know what? This is overkill for our first. So sometimes we need to understand when things are important or not. We're gonna delete this. So this is the part I'm trying to say where sometimes we have to use our hands, like I said in my notes. Which means that now let's go back to environment detector. Okay. Discovers emitting automatically. We don't need this. Let's just delete that. LLM CLI service. LLM CLI service allows us to either pick Claude. We can pick Claude or we can pick Gemini. We can pick Claude or we can pick Gemini. So we're gonna have this thing where we have our structure, and the structure is like kind of like being able to navigate through the code and explain it. So the interface of this, okay, we see how explain is right there. Refactor. So we can have refactor actually, an automatic refactor. So let's go into our this and say, okay, we can execute it with Claude Gemini. I don't have a GPT for now, but we're gonna keep it for on this. Okay, so this one is important. Let's cut. Let's cut this. Let's paste it in our candidates. Gonna paste this. Let's go to the next one. It doesn't grab it for some reason, so we're gonna delete. That. Okay. Let's go to prompt generator. So without saying, we're gonna go with prompt generator. We're gonna put it here. Yes. Remove prompt generator to candidates. And I don't know why. Oh, okay. We were doing it wrong. So what we're going to do is going to revert. Sorry, I think we have to undo changes. We're going to do it differently. Instead of a solution folder, we're gonna have a proper. We're gonna go right click, add item. We're gonna say, let's see, new item. We're gonna call it candidates. Add. Look it as a file. Okay. Well, an importer. That's the problem with this, is that it's making a symlink. So I wonder if I open it in Visual Studio. I'm gonna open the terminal. I'm going to say open in terminal. I'm going to open it in Visual Studio Code. Dot. So opening in a Visual Studio Code to give it a better, clearer. Yes. To differentiate, to have a better theme, we're going to have Control Shift P. Gonna say color theme. Dark theme makes you look like a hacker, but it's not always the best. You know, sometimes even on YouTube, I think it's more readable. Colorize is not okay. You know what? I'm just trying to see which one looks better on YouTube. All right, let me know if this is not good enough. We're not gonna do it. So now we have a better thing. First thing I'm going to do is create a new folder. Call it candidates. Okay. Folder is created. It already exists. We're gonna say migration. No, we're gonna say update. I'm gonna call it update. Okay. Now we don't need this. Delete. We're factoring our project. Delete. We don't need this. Delete. We don't need the agent current mission. Okay, this is good. Claude settings. Okay. CR, what's CR? Delete. Let's leave that. GitHub, we leave this. Assets. Okay, Copilot agent. That's our first. That is our first. Gonna go to models. We're going to grab this and that. We're gonna cut. We're gonna paste it inside of update. Okay, now we go to models. We no longer have models. We just delete that. Okay, now services. Auto planner. Like we're saying, overkill, delete. Environment detector, overkill, delete. LMCLI services, wonderful, cut. Go and we paste it there in update. Next, we have services, prompt generator, signal our service client, we don't use that anymore. We're gonna use Blazor. So prompt generator, we keep that. Task repository. Okay, that's for verify service. We keep that. Okay, so we're gonna take 1, 2, 3. We're just gonna have a flat plot. We're just gonna have a flat number of files. Paste it. Trust me on this. Now, services empty. Delete. This is much faster than the AI. So faster. If you can do it, like for example, how many back and forth messages before it gets it right, you know? So while I'm, instead of typing messages, I think we sometimes avoid the grueling work. Copilot agent. Let's see what else. Orchestrator. Orchestrator is what? It's let's choose a better team. I don't like this team anymore. What about this one? This one is easier on the eyes actually. But I wish it has like a little differentiator. I think this one is easier on the eye. Monokai. Okay, let's keep this one. Okay, so this one is the orchestrator. This seems important, so we keep this. We're gonna copy, just drag it and put it here. Yes. Okay, now program primitive agent. I'm gonna keep that primitive agent because this is the loop. The task runner is what? A part of the primitive agent. We're gonna copy this, but we're gonna paste it in here. Yeah, we're gonna paste it in here. Paste. And we're gonna paste it. And we're gonna paste it. Now, we're gonna go to the next. Now we're done with this project. We're done with this project. We have test tasks and task.json, but we're not gonna use JSON, we're gonna use XML. So we're done with this project and we're just gonna delete it. The test cases are disposable, so we don't have to, and we just going to just get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Now assets, we're done with this. Now get rid of the test, get rid of the test, because get rid of the test. We're just going to go like that for this. We have utilities. All of this is what we call waste product. Waste product. So we're going to this is actually important. It's actually important, but we can delete this. This structure is going to be gone, really, and all of this structure is going to be gone. But we're going to keep the template here. It's the project state, so we're going to keep design principles, test coverage, how to run tasks, but let's remove this. Let's remove this. We're gonna keep capabilities. This diagram, we're gonna delete this because sometimes we should not always rely on the LLM. Now, this is good. Let's delete this. Anything that's bad, we get rid of this. Anything that's bad, we get rid of it. Everything that's bad, we get rid of it. Everything that's bad, we get rid of it. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. We're getting rid of this. We're getting rid of that. We're getting rid of this. We're getting rid of that. Now we are refactoring our application. Even this one is irrelevant, but we keep it. We're going to delete this. Utilities, what we have, a plan importer, import plan, no. Plan importer, no. We'll delete. The insights that we have is that well, yeah. So we're gonna say basically our next insight is that this waste product. Okay. So I think my piece of insight is that oh, so I just saw your vclearant. Yes, Vibecoding with some structure. Okay, so basically I want to show you a screen that I created. It's the splash screen, but not this one. All of this is gonna be gone. And we're not going to follow this advice. Okay, so let's keep going. WinUI, PromptManager, delete. Move to recycle bin. It's asking for permission. Yes. Yes. We don't need this anymore. Now let's go to the shared. Okay, shared. What is important here? Maybe the view models, even this. Well, doggone, we're gonna delete this. Delete. So now let's go to PromptManager, controls, data. Let's see, SQL queries. This could be important. So let's copy these two. let's cut this. Let's cut. We're just kind of removing the waste product. We're gonna put this. That's actually. Okay, we're just gonna say this product. And okay, real. So when we get bloated code, just remove it. Okay. So while this is going on, let's post this. Panel. Okay. So that we have a proper. Okay. So now, current task. Just refactoring, or we're gonna migrate. Okay, so we cut this, we're gonna paste it in where are we going to paste it? We're gonna paste it here. Paste. Okay, now none of this is valid anymore, so we're gonna go to PromptManager. We had migrations and all sorts of things, helpers, models. Okay, this is important. We're gonna copy this and we're gonna paste it. Let's cut this, cut. We're going to paste it here. And we're going to, we don't need any of that waste product. Helper services, okay. So execution service. What is execution service? Terminate validation service is valid. Just kind to see is there an API connection. Okay, this could be useful actually. So history service, idea service, prompt service. Okay, looking estimator. We're gonna copy these. Copy. I'm gonna put them here. Our update. Just paste that in there. Okay. Then that's it for this PromptManager. Delete, nuke it. You don't have to. Okay. So now next step is we're gonna go into our PromptManager. Delete. Okay. Move to recycle bin. Delete permanently. Okay. Now you see our document is becoming. We're going to keep this. I think we have a lot of docs here. Agents. We're gonna keep our docs. We're gonna delete this. Delete diagrams. Bin ingestion. Process docs. Delete. We're gonna print tasks, erase, UI migration, agent, bootstrap, architecture, all sorts of just maybe get shit done. So we're gonna go here and delete this. We're going to go into our ideas pipeline, project overview, and we're just gonna delete all of this. We're gonna keep the readme actually and delete. This is how we do the refactoring here, guys. And then all the way from here to here, literally just delete. Lightweight. Because what is going on here is basically lessen the iteration of the product is important. I would say consider the first version like disposable. Okay, so it's disposable. We do not need the extra code. Okay, so that's what I've learned with Vibecoding. Like for example, this user interface is there, but if it's giving you problems, just delete everything. With Git, you know what to remove, what to keep. You can delete a class, delete a file, delete whole folders, write down what you let us check our other side. We're gonna implement CRUD endpoints. So it's asking for permission. I think that's the Ralph Wiggum. Let's look at what Ralph. Let's look at old frameworks. So this article was published in 2016. Most popular project was Vue, React, Redux. So these were the rising frameworks. In 2017, Vue again was the most popular, according to this. Vue again, but you know React was the most popular overall. Well, that's not a good. Okay, so there's Ralph. Yep. And Jeff. Okay, so I think everything is a Ralph loop. I want to know if is it runnable with okay, we're gonna say Ralph Wiggum. Okay. This is called Anthropic. Okay. Now we want to Ralph Wiggum Gemini. And is it possible to use it with Gemini? And it says it's nice, but it doesn't have. Okay, this is a framework that's rising. We don't have to use it for now. So I'd say, what is Velkit? Is it hallucinating right now? What is Velkit? Velkit. You see context degradation? What's that? Oh, that's something else. I want to say, it's hallucinating, so I want to ask it, what is Velkit? Let's see what's going on. Okay. Is our project ready to run now? And how to run it? While this is loading, let's go back to our Gemini. Okay. What is the result that we've gotten? Two worlds colliding. PromptManager, Copilot Agent. So, Apple, the framework core. PromptManager, simple CRUD, complex logic, not found. Now, for example, for a single Blazor app, that those sets of logics. Okay, we're gonna switch our soundtrack to something a little bit more calming. We're going to have some kind of, we call them binaural beats. The thing with call them binaural beats. can they call them? I'm gonna create my own binaural beat. Create. Okay. All right. So now it has given us a graph that we could appreciate, but we don't want to look at the graph yet. But you can see that it's Blazor services. So since no project, we have to scaffold a new Blazor project, and we're gonna use a Fluent Design. Fluent Design, and let's see. Okay. So as given is we can unify the data layer. So this is what I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it that we are extracting the main ideas. So you can make breaking changes. We just want to add some structures to our code before we even kind of write some code. So if I want to give you the proper idea, we have tools within tools. Okay? I have a first part is the idea collector, which has a interface where it's a text box, input, like a chat box. Idea collector. That's the first feature. Ideas with tags. Second feature is the planner. It basically, we have a collection of ideas. Ideas come from workspaces. We collect the ideas, and then we apply a prompt that will turn it into a planned task. Those will be represented as a list or as a Kanban board. Now, for the prompts, we have the PromptManager. The PromptManager is there to write prompts, and then prompts can be like by themselves, or they can be passed along with inputs. The second part is the executor, the agents, which have kind of like system instructions, and they can grab tasks, they can be assigned tasks, and then they can execute comments. And then supporting services, we have Gemini connector, which connects to Gemini. We have our kind of file uploader, the file upload service is responsible for uploading files. We also have a file reader, file watcher, but this would be as simple as running Git comments. And that's pretty much it. So this is the idea. So we throw it into out there. Now let's go into our thing to see. Smoke tests, API calls. I think we can npm install, copy, paste. I'm gonna use npm rom dev. See if that will do something for us. Copy, paste. On dev. Now on our backend, we will use for our fast API, it would be easier to have a bat script. When we click on it, it will check if there is a virtual environment. If not, install it, then activates it. then runs the init db and the seed for us, and then runs the server. Now let's go back to our Gemini. It's running. So now this was broken. It's no longer gonna run. Okay, there we go. Now we go here, go here. So let's take a look at my site. This is the site I've been building, and going to make some updates tomorrow. And I think guys, please like, important. Really appreciate the fact that you're watching with me. It's getting a little late where I am, or I will basically finish on that good note. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to start again a new stream to kind of continue with this idea. But since we are already there, I guess I will spend 15 more minutes the stream till we finish, and that's going to be our stream. Wonderful guys that you are watching with me. So now we have a blueprint. The blueprint now, yeah, even better, because now we have the idea collector, have the planner, we have the prompt manager, we have the executor. Now we will reorganize our files within this structure. We can scaffold it, and this is our first documentation instance. Your task first, you will write that to a documentation. This is going to be our new documentation. Anything previous of that you can discard, but in a /docs folder, this is what we will have. The second is we need we're going to dog food our workflow. By that I mean that we will have a directory called workflow, and this is going to track the workflow as we're doing it and write the current workflow that you see. So basically, the workflow that we are building, we're gonna follow it to build our system. We're gonna do something a little entertaining as we are speaking. We're gonna go on Hacker. We're gonna check some, some interesting articles. For the rest of the stream, no talking. If you want to watch with me, but that's it. I'm not talking anymore, because I've been talking for 2 hours. That's like a full show.